Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe's Classic Video Games, back with another cool arcade repair video for you today. We picked up off of a guy these two old school Smart Industries clean sweep cranes for a song. It wasn't hardly anything, but they're in really rough shape, but we're going to try to fix them. What do you think about that? So we figured we'd film at least us fixing the first one. Apparently this gentleman had 4 of these and 2 of them had been parted or something like that, so he's got 2 complete ones here and some parts, but the things have been completely just junked pretty much. It's out of order, in case you didn't know. Out of order. So this one, the coin door is ripped off of it, and there's no game board in there, and there's some extra wiring and stuff, but the coin door is up here with the toys. Now, I don't know how that happened, but there it is. And then we got a bunch of toys, and we've got the trolley and the crane. And I think we've got the board around here somewhere. So this one's kind of complete, kind of, but the glass is missing off the front of this. And then the sign up here that says clean sweep is destroyed. That happens a lot, like the heat makes all of the paint and everything peel off, so that thing's in pretty rough shape. And then this one over here is similar, completely destroyed. The front door we have, it's just off of it. It has the coin door. But it's also missing the board set. And this plastic piece here is broke, but there's another one laying in there. So I think the gentleman had saved the parts off the other 2 to fix up these 2, but just didn't get around to it. It has the trolley and the crane and everything laying inside of it. There's an extra claw over there, it looks like. So yeah, a little rough. And this particular one, something has happened up here to the top, and the glass is broke as well. So this big piece of glass is cracked. But we have some extra ones here. What do you think about that? So we need to slide one in there eventually. So I think what we'll do is, the first thing we'll do is we'll slide this one off the side here and see if we can get it back together. I'll take all the stuff out of it that looks like it doesn't belong, and we'll start cleaning and rewiring and putting this here and putting that there and see if we end up with a working machine or what we need. So I'll turn it around and we'll start cleaning on it and see what we can come up with. Okay folks, we're laying down inside one of the cranes as I don't like plugging crap in if I don't know what the power's doing. So this is the power that comes in. By looking at the schematics that I found online, this is a really old version of the Smart Industries crane. So this isn't revision 5, which is the generation 5, which is the real popular ones. This must be before that. So this must be like generation 4 or 3. So the power runs in here. We're not plugged in, obviously. The ground goes over to here where it's split off in other places in the cabinet. The black, the hot, runs through this fuse. Comes back out somewhere. Oh yeah, comes out up here and runs over to here. So it's already fused. Runs over to here, and now they can split it off. So 2 of these run up to the front to do something. I don't know what, or the black, and then 1 runs out the bottom here and runs over to here. And then it's connected from here over to this transformer is not hooked up, I don't believe. Alright, so the transformer runs to here. Oh, yeah, So it runs out of here, goes up front to the power switch, and then comes back to this fuse, which is after the power switch. And then on the other side of this, you've got one black line that runs over here to a dead end. It's not hooked to nothing. It must have been so that they could expand it. And then the other black line runs over to the transformer, which creates, I think, 48 volts and 12 volts. So out of the other end of that, there are 4 lines that run over to here, and then they run up to the front out of there. So all of this looks good. Everything's cool. The other one, not so much. The other one, stuff's disconnected. But this one, everything is factory, and we're good to go. So this one, everything's still factory. It looks like just the board's out of it, but it's the one that's really beat up, and it has the trolley laying down on the bottom of it. So I think what we might do, well, that looks like it's just dropped out of there. I don't think that's actually broke. I think it just fell out of the top probably when they were moving it. So we can probably put it back up in there. But it looks like the board could plug right back into this one. This one is in better shape. But someone has cut all the wiring out because they were going to update it to like the newer model boards. But they never did, and we don't have the newer model board. So it kind of messed us up because we don't have the correct plug to plug back into the older board. But I could probably make one pretty easy. I probably just need to order that connector that's on the other one. Let me show you. So on these old boards, this was the connector. We're having brightness problems because we're right here in the window. Let me brighten it up for you. These are called a DB something connector, aren't they? So it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's a DB15, I believe. If I was just going to guess. Well, it says something on it. ADINLC 15. 15P 8649. Possibly made in 1986. 49th week of 1986. What you think? So here's the power switch that the 2 black wires are running up to. That had me a little confused there for a minute. But yeah, this one's still wired. The board's just out of it, and we've got the board we could put back in it. Who knows if it works? You'd think it wouldn't, or it'd still be in the game. So yeah. Okay, so we also have... Oh, look, it's too bright again. All this stuff was in it. So there's some, this is a rubber weather stripping that goes around the pieces of glass. This is some kind of guard, a bunch of paperwork where they were ordering a bunch of parts and stuff. We have an extra claw. We have the claw coil, the power supply that would have worked in the newer, with the newer board. The coin door, coin box. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can get that other trolley to sit back up in there where it's supposed to be. All right, we got it back up in there. I think what happened was when they were moving it, it fell out. So it's bent. So we got to try to bend it back to where all 4 wheels are on the rails at the same time. But we're looking pretty good. So we're going to loosen up the bolts on that end and see if we can get it back down where it goes. There was a bunch of tape, like on the, I thought there was tape on the glass because it was broke. It wasn't. It looked like they were trying to tape the trolley to the glass so it didn't move, and the tape broke and it fell down to the bottom, and so that's why everything's all banged up. It may have broke this glass too. 100%. It doesn't even have a claw, Joe. That's not 100%.
Ready to go.
Okay, folks, so we turned it on and we pulled the string down, and then whenever we got it down far enough, we turned it off. And then we're going to take this cord loose. It's because it's basically just broke loose of the coil, and so we'll fix that. But we're going to put the claw back on it first. So the first thing you have to do is where this knot is, that goes through the little metal top. So I'll show you how that is. All right, so there's this little plate that is the top of the claw, and you just put the string through the top, and you tie a couple knots in it, so that the string can't pull through the top. And whenever it retracts the string, that is what actually pulls up the claw. Right. So now the actual claw, we need this wire for, because it goes to the coil inside the claw. So I'll pull that wire off, and we'll take the coil and go in the back and look at it. Okay, so this is how the thing works. This little plate, this is just like, so I got two sets of claws, but this little plate fits on the top, and the only purpose of this string is to just raise and lower the claw. Right? So inside the claw is a coil with a stretchy cord attached to it. Of course, just, you know, a coil is just it's an electromagnet, so it's a big coil of wire, and the two leads lead off of here through that, and then up at the other end there are just two little leads that go in those two screws that is basically just a connection point for it to send the power through. And so whenever it energizes it, sends electricity through it, it makes it a magnet, which makes it so the claws like that. The magnet makes that plunger pull in, bam, and when it does, it closes it. Bam, easy as that. So what I need to do is take these two. I only need one, but I got two, so might as well fix them both. I need to get these soldered on there very well. This is the one that was actually in the machine. And then I'm going to actually check the resistance on them too, to see if they're burnt up or if everything's cool. I don't know what the resistance is supposed to be, but maybe they'll be similar, since they look like they're the same thing. Okay, people, so we cleaned it up. Look how nice. Look how great that looks. Isn't that awesome? And then we did this one too. Now, you got to worry about a couple things. On some of the claws, when the plunger goes all the way up, it can actually hit the wires. This one, it doesn't do that though. But on some of them, they have there's a little piece of cardboard in there, or card, I should say, like a business card almost, in there that goes under the that goes between here and the wire, just so that if that plunger goes all the way up, it won't hit it. But on this one, it doesn't even get close, so it's not that big of a deal. And then there is the reason those break is because you get a lot of stress on this wire being pulled, right? So you're supposed to have a little zip tie around it like that goes inside. These are black ones, but it's the same way. So see, the zip ties are inside so that this cord can't pull out, and so you don't get any stress on those solder joints. And then once you get it right, now remember this has the rope through it. There is a little exit spot right there. You put you a couple screws in it. And look at that. Nice, complete little claw. But what we need to do is see what the resistance is on these coils to make sure they're not shorted or anything. I don't know what the resistance is supposed to be though. Okay, so both of them measured around 180 ohms. I think they're different for different machines because, you know, they're probably making the circuitry on the circuit board expect a certain amount of resistance in the coils. If you get one that is really low, like 2 ohms, it's probably shorted, which means there's probably a wire burn up inside that's touching another wire. oh, that's another thing. Basically what's going on is this white wire is connected right there to a wire that is wrapped around probably thousands of times. And then, but that wire has a coating on it. So the wire is not, even though it's touching other wires, it's not sending electricity from one wire to another. Instead, it's sending the electricity down the wire. So there's let's say there's half a mile, I don't know, I'm just guessing, but let's say there's half a mile of wire in here. It's probably not that much, but 1,000 feet. So let's say there's 1,000 feet of wire in here. The distance from this spot to this spot is 1,000 feet. Because the electricity is traveling all the way down that wire, and it's wrapped around there maybe 1,000 times. And then the other end of the wire is connected right there. So that's, that's how a coil works. And so even though it is wrapped around and touching itself, it's not electrically conducting because the wire is coated. But if you get a little nick, so let's say that we accidentally cut the wire, the casing a little bit. Well, if you make it where you cut through the coating, and not this yellow, but the coating on the actual wires, to where two of them are touching in the middle, instead of this being 1,000 feet long, now the electricity can go 2 feet, and then it's so that now it makes the distance from here to here 2 feet, because it goes down, is connected to another wire that's connected right there. Or it might be that now it's 950 feet, whatever. Depending on where the short is, it causes you more problems. So if this wire was only 2 feet long, the resistance would be very low, and so it would be pretty much a dead short across the voltage. And whenever you plugged it in, it would be like you shorting your ground to your voltage, and it would blow a fuse. So that's why coils blow fuses whenever they short. Sometimes they do it from physical damage. Sometimes they do it because they get so hot that it melts the insulation around the wire and it shorts. So all kinds of different things can do it. But both of these test at like 180 ohms resistance, which would never cause a short. So a short usually is going to be like 2 ohms or less. So these must still be fine, even though they got a little heat going in them, but that's how they operate. So. Okay, so this is a good claw. I'm going to go put the top that's already mounted in the machine on it, put a couple screws in the side, and we'll have the claw hanging in there. And then I'm going to attach these 2 wires back up where the screws go, and we'll have the power hooked up, and we'll see if the board is going to turn on the claw. Okay, so we screwed the top on it. Carefully let the bungee cord out the side. Put it back where it goes, put a little zip tie. There's a little hole right there for the zip tie. Just in case, So I think when I turn it on, it'll probably clamp it and then pull it back up. What do you think? If it works. I think I got it. Okay, so we think that's that. We probably still have to mess with it to get it to move left and right, back and forth real smoothly and everything. But we're going to replace this guard that was broke with the one that the guy had saved out of the other one. Let's get a nice, good-looking one on there. Of course, we got to clean. But I think it'll coin up now. What do you think, Joe?
Yep.
Joe says yep. You think I did it?
Yep.
I touched the wires together. Let's see if it'll move or anything. You lied, Joe. That didn't do it. He said that would do it. He's lying. Credit. There we go. Front and back needs a little work. It's because the rubber bands aren't on it, the belts. Right, left, right. I don't know if it'll drop all the way. Oh, it's set with the one where you can go part way and then reposition it. So that's a dip switch setting. All right, yeah, so it's kind of doing its thing. So we'll do some cosmetics and then show you what we end up with. Looking better. All right, so we figured out this is the Generation 1 board. So we had the dip switches for Generation 1. And if you put number 4 on dip switch number 2, and if you put number 6 on dip switch number 3, It makes it where it's the B plus game, which is you put a quarter in, so it makes it where it's a quarter a play, and you get 4 credits for $1 if it has a dollar bill acceptor, and you can move it around. Why do you have another credit, Joe? Oh. And then whenever you press the button, it drops automatically, and you can't reposition it. So it's like kind of the traditional. How many did you put on it?
1.
Oh, after you fixed it. We're checking to make sure Joey hasn't broken it. We still need to put the. The bands on it. I don't know, Joe. I think you broke it. It's got way too many credits. The kiddies should not get this much play for a quarter.
I got it on the wrong switch. It's probably connected all the time.
Well, that shouldn't. No, it's okay. So it's over now. So I'm gonna try it. 1 quarter.
Apology accepted.
Let's see if it's only giving us 1 credit. Okay. Yep. All right. So we got to keep cleaning on it. We took the marquee out, scraped off all the places it was flaking, and sprayed it orange on the back. It actually made it look pretty good. So we're going to see how it looks though when it lights up. And we need to work on the infinity lights. But hey, that's coming up. Alright, most of the bulbs are working pretty good. We're not going to have mirrored glass on the front of it though, so it may not do the infinity thing right, but it'll still look good. A lot of the sockets have bulbs broke off in there where the glass has been pulled out, but the actual piece of metal for the base is still in there, so I need to take that back out. And then there's 4 sets of lights, and there is one of the 4 sets is always on. It doesn't really blink, which means that there's a triac on the control board that's messed up, so we're going to have to look at that too and see if we can fix it. But all in all, it's all coming together. Starting to look like it's supposed to. Twinkle, twinkle. That's kind of the coolest thing about these clean sweeps is the infinity lights at the top. But if you look really close, one set of them doesn't blink. It stays on all the time. So we're going to try to cut a piece of glass or plexiglass for the front of it, and then we're going to take out that control board and I'll see if I can fix it or not. Alright folks, this is the little animation board up in the top of the cabinet. It mounts in the cabinet like this. And so what happens is over the years, all of the heat and everything makes all these parts start falling off. So I've resoldered this, the transformer, and all 4 of the triacs. There's some kind of, I'm told that one of these, I suppose this one, is a little prom that basically is telling these to turn the triacs on and off so that it gives you some motion. And if you notice, it doesn't just do it normal. It'll stop and then do like a stutter thing, and then it'll do something else. And so the prom is needed to make it do different things. This is a little voltage regulator. It was falling off. And so it's a little tricky to test a triac without like a load, but because of the way ours had failed, it was really easy to check it because it was always on, which meant that the triac had shorted, so all I had to do was just check and find the one that was shorted. So if you look, this is the hot wire from the AC. It's just running 120. This is the neutral wire. The neutral wire goes right back out. So it was black, white, white, blue, red, black, yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 connect to the triacs, right? The AC comes in, the black, and the neutral. The neutral goes right back out on this pin, so they're connected together, and connects to all of the light sockets on the infinity. I call it infinity. I don't know what it's called. I just call it the infinity lights. And then you have these 4 control lines that turn the hot on and off. And that's what makes them blink and move and all of that, and what order they do it in and all of that. So the hot and the neutral run up to here, to the transformer, which makes some voltages over on this side. I figured it out on one video because I had to replace that. But makes some voltages, runs through a few diodes there, and blah, 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 blah. Eventually goes through this voltage regulator, I guess, to run the chips. And then these run through here. There you go. A couple little resistors, and it can turn the triacs on and off. So the triacs, all they're doing is they're shorting the hot. See how the hot rolls around? This is where it comes in. It rolls around and connects to one pin of the triac. Right? So when the triac gets the signal that it wants, it turns on the output and sends the hot out the 4 control lines. And that's how they turn on and off the lamps. So whenever you get these little pins here will be falling out. So you see I've resoldered all of them. The transformer will be falling off just from heat. Voltage regulator and the triacs. But like I said, it's a little tricky to test a triac, but if it's open. So if you got one that isn't working, there's 2 ways you can figure out which one it is, or 3 ways. One, you can test it, but it's kind of, I think you have to hook up like a load to it and stuff. It's just another thing to remember, so I don't, I'm not really interested in how to test the triac. You can Google it or check on YouTube. People will tell you if you need to know. The other thing you can do is these lines have different colors, so you can tell by the color of the line running to the socket that's not working. Oh, okay, that's all the yellow ones. It must be this one, right? But on this one, it was shorted. The light was always on, so all I had to do was just see which one of the triacs was shorted. And this one was shorted. So that should fix our problem. Right. So I think you could also, I think on one I actually hooked up 110 to these, and then I just used my multimeter to check which ones were sending out voltage. It worked pretty good. But it's as easy as that. So I'll put the wires back on it and mount it back in the top of the cabinet, and we'll see if it made that one that was stuck on twinkle. Oh, and here's the part. If it'll focus, it's a Q4008L4. So the L has something to do with like the tabs isolated or something. And so you can buy Q4008 R4s really cheap. They're like 50 cents. And the only difference between the R and the L is that the tab's not isolated. So, that's that. Let's put it back in the machine and see if it works. So first, we did replace that piece of glass with one of the extra ones we had, so the chip is gone. What do you think about that? Pretty cool, huh? And we put a whole bunch of stuffed animals in it. That were the stuffed animals out of the other crane. Okay, folks, we've got it all looking good. And the infinity lights thing, it actually does work. I thought it needed a mirrored front glass, but see how they reflect more than once? It reflects just enough off the front glass that it makes like a whole line of them. And look, they're all moving, not like that pesky fourth one that was stuck on. These were my favorite cranes back in the day. I always remember them at the movie theater. It might just be that I remember those lights from the movie theater posters, So I think it still has credits on it. Let's see if I can pick anything up. Let's see here. What might be gettable? Let's try this weird blue thing here. I'm right over his head. Here we go. Oh, not quite. Sorry, kid. You're going to have to ask your mom for more money. Maybe we try it one more time. I'll try the pink one this time. It might be too big then. Oh. Whoop, whoop. Look at that. Through the power of video editing, I got it on the very second try. Awesome. All right, folks, so there you go. That is the ultra cool clean sweep. I think that's, what's that, about the 30-inch one? The 30-inch crane? No, that's about a 24, isn't it? The 24-inch. We've done about, what, 20 videos on these cranes. Oh, look how good they look with the lights off. Let me see here. Look at that. Couldn't you just go to sleep by the glow of the infinity lights? Wasn't it worth it for me to put that 50-cent part in there? So that's what it looks like with the lights, right? That's what it looks like without the lights. So leave your comments below. Let us know what you think. We will fix this other one too, just not yet, but we will. Basically, it's got the board. We need to work on the marquee a little bit more on this one. But all in all, it looks pretty good. This one, don't you think that the orange came out pretty good on the clean sweep part too? That's just spray paint. You can do that too. So leave your comments below. Let us know what you think. Make sure, and if you're looking to buy for something like this, you can check out our website, lionsarcade.com. It's always up to date. This will be going up on there tonight for sale. And if you want to come see us, we're in downtown Rock Hill, South Carolina. There's about, right now there's about 30 games here for sale, but we've got probably another 50 that don't work yet. We're working as hard as we can, people. We're even working on cranes. But you can come by and see us. We're in downtown Rock Hill, South Carolina. It's about 15 miles south of Charlotte, North Carolina. We're just over the border down below Carowinds, if you know where that is. But if you can't stop by and see us, and you can't, you don't want to buy one, so you're not going to go hang out on our website, that's cool. Just subscribe to us here on YouTube, and every time we get one of these suckers ready, we will take a little video for you. Now, down below, you will see a link to our second channel, our brother channel, not our sister channel, our brother channel. My brother Donnie has his own channel. And he and I are working on some buildings at the moment, filming some stuff. It's pretty fun. If you like old buildings, you might enjoy that. He's also, he does a lot of small engine repair and stuff like that. And farming, blah, blah, blah. It's pretty interesting. I'm over there on the videos a lot, but it has nothing to do with arcade games. Yet. So subscribe to us over there if you're looking for some entertainment. It's fairly entertaining. He's quite a character. There's three brothers, me, Joey, and my brother Donnie, and he's the craziest one out of the three of us. So make sure to subscribe to us over there. And then also there's a link down below to Amazon. If you follow that link to Amazon by just clicking it, you don't have to sign up for anything or anything like that. If you buy anything on Amazon, after clicking that link, it sends us a little royalty for it, and we appreciate everybody that's been doing that. We have been stacking up Jeff Bezos' money. We're not quite as rich as him yet, but maybe one day if people keep buying stuff on Amazon after they click our affiliate link. It pays us. It's different on every little thing, but it averages out to about 3% or something like that. So if we 3% him over and over and over again, eventually we'll get all of his money, right? I think that's how that works. I don't know. He probably knows more about making money than I do, though. But leave your comments down below. Let us know what you think. I think we did pretty good. We got these very inexpensively. Oh, the stuffed animals, by the way, were in the other one, so we didn't have to pay for any stuffed animals. The little piece of plexiglass at the top, we didn't have to pay for. We already had that. The light bulbs, of course, we had to buy, but we keep those in stock in case we get a crane in that needs them. The triac was 50 cents. The claw, all that stuff was inside of it already. The board was in it. Yeah. So we're in this one about $10 plus the purchase price. So we did pretty good. We're going to sell it for much more than that, though. But I think we did pretty good on this one. Hopefully the other one will turn out just as well. We'll find out here in a little bit. But leave your comments below. Give us a thumbs up for taking the trouble to film it for you tonight. And we will see you on the next video.